So Glem, you might know him, he's the idiot that exists on this channel in some form, actually won one of the Patreon rewards that I'm trying to get all done. So like an asshole, he asked me to review Clifford's big movie because I think when I talked to him, he said, I saw it when I was 5, and I think I liked it. I have not seen it since I was a fucking kid. Review this. So I'm not sure if I've been weirded out going into a video like this. Normally I'd be, whatever, it's a kid's show, but there's enough here you come in, talk your shit, log off, go to Subway, eat, sleep, repeat. But I don't know, when you get to these, it's like, am I allowed to do this? Is this legal? Should I do this? I remember some guy made a Thomas the Tank Engine video, and I remember specifically they blew a hole in his ass so wide you could fit Thomas, Percy, and Toby in there. But I'm just letting it be known, this is not my idea. So Clifford, we all know that pooch. The big stupid red dog because a foolish girl loved him way too damn much, so now he's a liability on her entire family. You're lucky you have some nice fucking parents. The first time he shits on my car, he's gonna be playing Texas Hold'em with Old Yeller and Beethoven. So like his canonical size, Clifford was and still is huge. They're making a new movie about this guy. Behind the scenes look like a horror movie, and the leaked footage also looks kinda like something I'd have a nightmare of. He helped quite a bit in that bunch of PBS shows we remember. Arthur the Goat, Cyber Chase, Sagwa, Dragon Tales, Teletubbies were sending this branch out of animation. Sometimes when I have horrible insomnia, I just leave on the TV and Teletubbies is on, and it's pretty alright till you wake up to the sound of Clifford was one of the most popular ones out of those. He got a spin-off where he's a small-ass little cute puppy. Plus, him and Arthur, at least to my knowledge, are the ones that still low-key have shows. I have very mixed feelings on Arthur still being alive. On one hand, it looks like garbage. On the other, it's very fun to re-remember every 2.5 years that, oh yeah, this fucking show's still alive. Also, I think the race to death with The Simpsons and Arthur might heat up in the 2020s. But within Clifford's prime, he got this movie, and just by looking at this oil paint Clifford, I think I'm in for something. So the film opens up and I'm immediately hit as an adult with, oh yeah, these motherfuckers live on a stupid bone island. For some reason, I blocked this portion out of the intro right out of my mind entirely. From this point of view, this place looks boring as shit. It's mostly just houses. Ain't no big towers, no major malls or anything in sight. I don't even see a fucking airport in this overview. The plot of this movie is Emily Elizabeth, Clifford and friends, Cree Summer and Kel Mitchell go see some absolutely embarrassing loser failure circus act where he has animals who suck shit at being circus animals perform. Every show he does is a catastrophe and a safety hazard, and looking at how some of these performances end, there must have been some gruesome injuries and many deaths. So the owner of the circus, in the nicest way possible, tells him he's garbage and wants him to no longer live within his bus anymore. So Larry, realizing he has to move home with Mama Doris, pulls a competition flyer out of his ass saying he'll win this with his fuck up crew in a last-ditch effort not to scrub her bunions. So everyone with a functioning brain cell knows these guys and his animals are a lost cause. Even themselves think that they're shit. Luckily for them, Clifford is an idiot.
Oh please don't eat me. Please, I'm just a ferret. There's no good meat on me.
I don't want to eat you.
No? Then what you want?
Just your autograph.
My what?
All of yours, if you don't mind. You guys are incredible.
You guys are so epic. The way you could have killed my owner in many different ways was so extraordinary. So Shackelford, or as I'm just gonna call him throughout, Wayne Brady, tries to convince Clifford to join the crew, and Clifford's like, nah, I gotta be here for my girl Emily Elizabeth. She means everything to me. I could never do that to her. Then like 2 minutes or in the film, like, 6 hours pass, and Clifford's neighbor for many years finally finds the nuts to ask the most important question in this universe. How much does it cost to feed this fucker?
How much does he eat a year?
Well, Clifford eats quite a lot.
I can't imagine trying to keep up with that appetite. I'll bet he eats more in a week than all the pets on Birdwell Island eat in a
I'm tired of this fat fuck.
So Clifford gets fat shamed into the competition so he can get his endless supplies of tummy yummies to help out the family. He also takes Kel Mitchell and Cree Summer because they ain't got shit to do. So this being on an island and Clifford being way too big to sneak onto an airplane, Clifford has to traverse the Atlantic into New York to find this circus. And the music in this scene is so funny. They really are trying to pull at your heartstrings with this fucking soundtrack.
Happy ever after needs a scary part first. You got to fall off to get back on. And I can't go till I'm gone.
Clifford has basically been isolated from the rest of the world. There's been no news coverage, there's been no social media in this time, I think. So no word has gotten out about this 100-foot dog. So when he gets to New York or some shit, the people have very real human reactions. After crippling the entire United States military, Clifford and friends meet up with the circus. Clifford in his first performance already shows his dominance. He's their glue. Cow falls off the tightrope for the 40th time and he catches her, and everyone in the audience with brain deficiencies just go... Honestly, he's a glorified landing pad. Everyone in the crew starts messing with my man Clifford. The owner loves him, starts getting that money, and then they change into the headlining attraction. Wayne Brady at this part now just starts getting way too deep into his feelings. So Wayne Brady, like a big meanie, starts telling Clifford he ain't shit. And he was very lucky Clifford's a moron, because anyone that size would have just easily squished him. Clifford did look like he wanted to though, like that did cross his mind.
We were all better off without you. Have never.
So Clifford packs his shit and leaves and realizes, oh wait, Emily Elizabeth's dad's late on his second mortgage. He goes back and owns the shit out of the competition, which we never really see. I thought that this would be an aspect of the film, but no. They talk about this competition and its importance throughout the entire fucking movie, but when we get there, the competition only lasts like 2 minutes. Imagine like DBZ's like World Tournament, the Dark Tournament, or the tuning exams or something, and they start talking about the great importance of this event, like, and the main guy just like wrecks shop and leaves in like a minute. We see these guys who are also in the competition. It would have made the film a little bit better if we had them like actually be competitors. It's better than doing absolutely nothing, because you just made one of the most core events of the film the most underwhelming and forgettable moments in the entire movie. Especially after they spent so much time trying to get here. It's about the journey and not the destination. Yeah, fuck you. When a good portion of your journey are montages with crappy music and very little interaction with the other supporting characters on this journey, yeah, that destination better be really great. So they win the competition, and then this evil Texas business fuck, who I'm just gonna call Doug Dimmadome because I don't want to look it up, is brought into the film with his little shit kid pretty late in the movie. The way how this film is, the tournament really should have been the climax, but this is Clifford's big movie. We gotta extend this movie out maybe 20 minutes more. So Doug Dimmadome's little shit kid wants Clifford and gets her dad to trick Larry into signing a contract for him. Not even on some sly or witty shit either. He just kind of puts the contract within arm's reach when he's getting bombarded by fans and he just signs it. You know, we could write a way to make Larry sign the rights away to Clifford in an actually very clever way, but... So Clifford is captured, and this sets up the Clifford mini retrieval arc. So all the animals, including Wayne Brady, who had a change of heart on Clifford, realizing he's not a selfish fat bastard just trying to eat, he's actually trying to help his family, spring Clifford out and get confronted by Doug Dimmadome saying he legally owns them, and then his stupid daughter has like a off-screen change of heart saying Clifford should be with his real family. But you only saying this shit because the cops are here. You initiated this shit and knew full and well what the hell you were doing. Why are you making this grin? Why are you making this grin? This ain't a oblivious grin. This ain't a I don't know what's going on grin. You knew it was going down, you disingenuous little... I don't care if you're like 7 years old. You know how shady your dad is. So everyone goes home. Clifford gets his tummy yummies. The circus is no longer cringe. Doug Dimmadome was photographed hanging with Epstein. It's all over the news, and everyone lived happily ever after. Except for maybe Epstein. He's kind of dead. For a movie with the moniker Clifford's Big Movie, nothing about this felt big or grand in any sense. Firstly, it's an hour long, not even a regular animated movie length. With that, the pacing is horrible and way too fast. You can follow it because, you know, you have a bigger brain. but scenes just go by way too quickly, and they jump to location what felt like every 2 minutes. I felt like Clifford needed more time to what felt like a minute to dwell on his decision to leave the island and Emily Elizabeth. Same with like the other characters. Speaking of them, the main characters are fine, it's just the new characters that are the problem. Firstly, no one outside of Wayne Brady says or really does all that much, which is kind of boring. Like, the cow kind of gets a moment with Clifford. It's small, but these other two guys are like, oh yeah, you were in the movie. Wayne Brady himself is like okay, but he's honestly kind of annoying. I don't even think his vocal performance is really that good either. The art and animation I don't really like. I actually really like the original's art quite a bit. The backgrounds look pretty good. The thick outlines and dot eyes on the characters are a nice style for Clifford. And the characters in the show just look really cute. For Clifford, I think cuteness is also something that needs to be measured quite a bit, and in this, they ditch that and they give everyone thin lines and whites in their eyes, and it just looks bad. The artwork was what I was really hoping to be this film's saving grace. I knew it was gonna have like a riveting plot line or characters that weren't made of complete cardboard, or have like good voice acting, which I never said this before, but the main bad guy in this film is voiced by like John Goodman. I gotta go send him like the Golden Chameleon for having the most unnoticeable celebrity voice role I've ever fucking seen. Like, the art was gonna have to be the pinch hitter, but instead of like hitting a home run or even getting on base, it struck out and it shat itself before it got back to the dugout. I came with like the expectation, because this was theatrical, it went to theaters, that the art would be like akin to maybe something, but maybe a little less than like the Powerpuff Girls movie or the Wild Thornberrys movies or Curious George or something. Because one, Clifford makes a fuck ton of money, I thought they would splurge on his theatrical movie, but no, it's just direct to DVD quality. I guess the animation and scenes is very much smoother than the original series, but I can't think of any scene in this movie where its animation truly stood out or wowed me. However, I do remember the horrible 3D CGI vehicles that show up in the movie. I remember the terrible copy-pasted crowd shot they have where they look at anything but the dog with the rocket. So unsurprisingly, I did not like Clifford's medium-sized movie. This name and poster is a fraud. There was no bigness. There could have been more red, honestly, and it was not amazing. If you have a kid, which none of you do, I see the analytics. I know you guys aren't fucking. Put this on for them, I guess? He or she will like this? For you, the adult, watch like, I don't know, JJ the Jet Plane?
As Big Jake watched JJ, he remembered the reckless days of his youth, and the memories made him smile. Was that a tear he saw in Big Jake's eye? Hey, kid.